let's discuss the parts of writing process. We'll look at different parts of writing process. For example, how to review and edit the written texts. So we will look at the role of the teacher and the role of the students, how they can take charge of their own writing and produce texts, better texts, right? There are some processes, for example, within the writing process, which are the goals of the writer. What's the message the writer wants to convey? This is what the role of the teacher is, to clarify to the students what is the message of a particular written piece of work, right? And the writers, students, when they become writers, when they are in the process of becoming writers, they need to ensure what kind of audiences are there, whether their audience is teacher, or their audience is friend, or their audience is the general public, or their audience is their parents, or the head of educational institute. So this is what they have to keep in view, the specific purpose of writing and the audience of the writing. In this regard, the teacher can bring in some tasks which involve students into preparation writing. By preparation writing, I mean brainstorming, just to think about the task which the teacher wants the students to perform in the classroom, and see that task from various angles, brainstorm about, gather some ideas, and have some understanding, have some shared understanding, right? And then the teacher helps students translate those ideas into written texts. And look, the written process is not easy and straightforward as it seems to be. There are sub-processes of reviewing and editing. Even the experienced writers may need to review their texts, may need to edit their texts. And this is what the job of the language teacher is, to train the student, to tell them how to review, how to modify their text, how to take second look at the text. And because once they have finished a text, they need to keep in view that that particular text may need some improvement, and that improvement can be brought about with the help of the feedback from the teacher. So editing also requires some seriousness on the part of the student. So this is what we are lacking in our teaching English as a second language context, that we don't, some of our teachers don't usually prepare our students how to review and edit texts, and what's the significance of these two skills, right? These processes actually may not, reviewing, editing, or gathering ideas or translating ideas into the written text may not happen in their logical order, or they don't have to necessarily take place in their certain order. Rather, they can be like, when the students are in the middle of the task, they might need to brainstorm again and get some ideas and translate those ideas into the written text. So the role of the teacher is to provide training, assistance, support, motivation, and help students develop their skills at all levels. Once the students are aware of these sub-processes of gathering ideas, translating ideas into text, reviewing and editing, they can help the teacher understand difficulties of the student, whether they are facing difficulty at gathering ideas level, or putting ideas into written texts level, right? So the learners For example, they may face no problem in gathering ideas. They may have various ideas, but what they can face difficulties at the level of translating those ideas into the written text. So this is how the process approach actually not only looks at what has been written or produced, but how it's been produced. It sees the writing skill as a process, not as a product.